everyone, I'm Ian Dilley.
And I'm Michael Sheehan. This weekend, we have in store for you the first one-day classic of the 2019 road race calendar, the Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race.
Now, this race started in 2015 as a farewell to Australian Tour de France winner Cadel Evans. It has been a World Tour race for the past 3 years, and it takes place in the beautiful town of Geelong, just outside Melbourne, Australia.
Now, they do take into account that it is January. After all, the men race only 108 miles, but that does not mean it is not a selective and hard race. The closing circuit of the men's course is extremely challenging, and we often see a very select group going into the finish line.
Luckily, temperatures are dipping down from 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The fondo associated with this race was actually canceled because of extreme temperatures. We're going to see temps in the mid-70s for the men's race on Sunday, and there is also a women's UCI 1.1 race on Saturday, which we'll be broadcasting on FloBikes as well, featuring many of the women's top riders in the world.
The women's race, defending champion Chloe Hosking, riding for LA Cipollini, is going to be attending. She recently won the final stage of the Santos Women's Tour Down Under, so she is on fine form at the moment and looking to defend her title. She is going to be facing competition from Australian Amanda Spratt. She, of course, won the 2019 Santos Women's Tour Down Under and the inaugural 2016 Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race for the women.
And we should also look for Americans, Ruth Winder riding for the new Trek team, as well as Christabel Doble-Hickok of the Rally UHC women's team. She had a really strong ride at the Santos Tour Down Under for the women as well.
And a dark horse for the women's field, Ashley Moomin-Paseo. She had to withdraw from the Santos Women's Tour Down Under due to illness. However, she did have a very, very strong first two stages of the race. If she has bounced back from this illness, she could get redemption at Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race.
A rider I'm really looking forward to watching is Sarah Gigante. She is a dark horse that won the Australian National Championships in the road race just a few weeks ago, actually beat Amanda Spratt. She's only 18 years old, and she's got a great story. She actually broke her elbow in May as her last year as a junior. Was able to come back and place second in the Junior World's Point Race on the track, won a silver medal, went on to the World Championships in Innsbruck, was 15th in the time trial, and then this result, really an incredible breakout result at the Australian National Championships, defined her as one of the youngest and most phenomenal riders to watch coming into this season. She is actually riding for the Australian national team in the Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race, and it'll be a good test to see how she stacks up against some of the best riders in the world.
Moving on to the men's race, runner-up from 2018, Elia Viviani, is looking to improve on his second place. Last year, he had an incredible dash to the finish line. He was in the second group on the road with 1.5 kilometers to go. He blitzed through the lead group in the final 500 meters and just narrowly missed out to Jay McCarthy. He won the first stage of the men's Tour Down Under just a week ago and is clearly on fine sprinting form and hoping to improve on last year's result.
Myself, I am going with Luis Leon Sanchez of Astana. Luis Leon Sanchez was incredible at the Santos Tour Down Under. He was top 10 on almost every stages, even the stages that ended in big bunch sprints. And he's a guy who can climb well. He has a strong sprint. And yeah, I think after his close calls, finishing 5th overall, a 2nd place, a 3rd place at the Tour Down Under, he is going to be, more or less out for blood at the Great Ocean Road Race. Who's your dark horse pick, Michael?
Yeah, so this finishing circuit, as we said, is incredibly challenging. There is the Cholumbra climb before they get to the finish line. If this race blows apart, as it has the tendency to do, I'm going to go with Mike Woods for the finish. If they race this climb as hard as possible, and it is a select group that is able to stave off the likes of Elia Viviani, I think that Mike Woods is going to have the legs to get a little bit of redemption after Tour Down Under. He went into Tour Down Under really hoping to walk away with the win by winning up Wollonga Hill. Woods ended up not having the day on Wollonga that he had hoped for, but he has the legs, he put the work in, and sometimes things work out on a different day than what you expected. If this is a hard finale in Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race, I'm going for Mike Woods.
Mike Woods, solid pick. I don't know if I would say he is a dark horse. He actually, on PCS, he is ranked as the 3rd best classics rider coming into this race. But I am going to go with another EF Education first rider should Mike Woods falter on the Chilumbre Crest climb. Alberto Bettiol. This is a rider who did 2 years with EF in 2016 and 2017 before going to BMC. He actually had incredible results, especially for his age. He's only 25 years old, this young Italian rider. He was 2nd at World Tour race, Bretagne Classic, 3rd overall at another World Tour stage race, the Tour of Poland. And, you know, BMC's folding was really EF's gain in re-signing Alberto Bettiol. On the stage 3 of the Santos Tour Down Under, he had a really strong ride riding in support of Michael Woods. He bridged up to the break, basically went through the break and was riding solo until brought back, you know, shortly before the finish. This was the stage that Peter Sagan went on to win. So yeah, I think Bettiol is somebody to look out for, and EF with their fancy new kits, sort of their rebranded social media personality, I think they're showing it on the race course as well. They're become a very exciting team to watch. So look for Alberto Bettiol.
Yeah, and do tune in for all the action to FloBikes. Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race is going to be live and on demand this weekend. The women race on Saturday, the men race on Sunday. We hope to see you there.